digital control will be brought in rather than these analog switches. So basically, in this control room, this will be taken out and other things will be done elsewhere.
When this happens, what will change in your ability?
It would bring in much more efficiency in the data we collect. For instance, from these meters, we read it instead of getting analog readings here, we can pick up digital signals. Instead of we'll see exactly what it is by numbers rather than just trying to read. And aside that, I think we can also the data we collect will be easier to read.
And in Maryland, the TCN World Bank project will be visibly felt too, with the ongoing projects at the 132-33 kilovolt Maryland substation.
Here we'll be upgrading 2 transformers, the 30 MVA power transformers to 100 MVA. We're also bringing in here 5 new 33 kV outgoing feeders, new ones, and also rehabilitating 2 33 kV outgoing feeders. Also, we are overhauling the control room building at Maryland TS.
Do not build under transmission power lines for your safety and health. Electricity power lines and substations, either for power transmission or power distribution services, are extremely dangerous when exposed to direct human contact. These power lines and substations transmit electricity that lights up our homes and offices, power our computers, TVs, and refrigerators. On the other hand, the same electricity, when exposed, is extremely dangerous. It can shock, electrocute, and kill anyone on its way. That is why everyone must adopt safety measures whenever we use or are close to electricity facilities like power lines or substation or transformers. For the safety of the people and animals, governments all over the world have approved way leave or right-of-way of 50 meters for 330 kV power lines and 30 meters for 132 kV power lines, and for 33 kV lines the way leave is 15 meters. People are not expected to be found within this way leave or right-of-way for safety reasons. The lines can suddenly cut and fall to the ground with very disastrous consequences such as fire and electrocution of anybody and destruction of anything, be it vehicle, houses, or vegetation on its line. It has also been established that power lines and substations emit electromagnetic fields, EMF, which is dangerous to human health. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that people who spend long hours under or close high-tension lines stand the risk of being affected by EMF and be vulnerable to cancer, leukemia in children, miscarriages among pregnant women, and other terrible diseases. It is therefore advisable not to build any structure or operate any business under or near any electricity high-tension lines or substations. TCN wants you to stay alive, stay safe, stay healthy, avoid power lines. This message is from the management of Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
Here at the Alausa area of Ikeja, this 132-33 kilovolt transmission substation is being upgraded.
This is Alausa TS 132 kV 33 kV substation, still within the Lot 2 package funded by the World Bank. Here we're upgrading the 30 MVA transformer to to 100 MVA power transformer. Also, we're bringing in 3 additional outgoing feeders on that transformer. We're also rehabilitating the 132 kV line base. There are 4 of them. We're converting the 45 MVA 3 indoor feeders. We're bringing them outdoor. Also, we're bringing the substation automation system will be integrated into the existing TCN SCADA system. And there will also be the complete rehabilitation of the 132 3 kV control room and the replacement of all other necessary facilities within the system.
Also in Itere, the 132-33 kilovolt transmission substation is being revamped under the TCN World Bank project.
Today we're at Itere 132-33 kV transmission station, still within the project funded by the World Bank of the Lot 2 package. We're reinforcing this station with 1 by 60 MVA 132-33 kV power transformer. Also going on will be the rehabilitation of the sinking surrounding areas within the station. We're supplying and installing a gas insulated switchgear, a 1.5 circuit breaker system within the station.
The substation upgrade project also covers the 132-33 kilovolts Amuwo transmission substation. A senior manager system operation at TCN and the station manager, engineer I.S. Ibrahim, gave an insight to the project scope.
They want to renovate the whole station, absolute replacement of all the equipment. They also want to bring 2 by 60 MVA to replace the old ones, and also to paint the station, the furniture, the toilets, the fittings, and so on and so forth. So we are very happy for that.
On ground was the regional transmission manager who explained the ongoing works at the 132-33 kilovolts Ijora substation in Lagos.
It is the commencement of the reinforcement project by the World Bank for Ijora substation. They are doing the soil test to determine the strength of the foundation they are going to do for all the equipment they are bringing.
Like how long do you do it?
The whole scope is going to be 18 months from now. They are expected to deliver all the reinforcement, the 2 transformers that are going to be installed here in the next 18 months.
My name is Engineer Abbas Taiwo, Senior Manager Electrical. They stand to benefit because we are increasing the capacity of our wheeling power to the distribution companies so that they will have more electricity to distribute to the end users.
Do you know that vandalizing power infrastructure and stealing its components have negative impact on government's efforts towards improving the nation's power sector? Say no to vandalism. Vandalism leaves TCN with the enormous task of re-erecting and restringing damaged power transmission lines and towers, which cost millions of naira to rebuild. Money that should be used for transmission expansion projects to make increased bulk electricity readily available to electricity consumers through the distribution companies. Do you know that vandals are destroying our common national assets, funded with taxpayers' monies, and negatively impeding our common socio-economic progress? Say no to vandalism. Do not condone vandals, because stealing parts of electricity transmission tower cables disrupts the transmission of generated power to distribution load centers, threatening the national grid, your comfort, and ultimately the nation's economic growth. So don't just walk away. Be involved. Do something when you observe suspicious activities around transmission installations or even vandals at work. Don't just walk away. Report to any transmission office closest to you or any security outfit around your vicinity. Say no to vandalism. TCN enjoins you to work with us to stop the willful destructions of our collective national assets as we work to transmit increased bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner. This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria. TCN, transmitting bulk electricity for national development.
This is the merch we can bring to you in this edition of the Power Circuit. With the assurance by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) on improved national grid performance, suffice to say the government is sincerely committed towards improving your electricity supply experience. You also heard about the ongoing World Bank funded power transmission expansion and upgrade projects being executed in the Lagos region of TCN to optimize bulk power delivery. Would love you to always stick with TCN, and so we have provided episodes of this program on the TCN YouTube channel. There are also more platforms that you can visit for further inquiries about TCN. Please stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic and its variants. I am Amara Agugoisi. Thanks for watching.
Mothers are precious and deserve to be celebrated all the time. To commemorate this year's Mother's Day celebration, Baker's World has a special package for you. Our guest, Grace Edache, is a pleasant and amiable baker. She will show us how to bake a pastry suitable for moms. We will be having an inspiring, engaging and exciting conversation with her.
When you say Mother's Day, my mind is drawn immediately to the power of a woman, her input in the home, her input in the society.
Watch our guest unleash creativity as she decorates a befitting cake for a Mother's Day celebration. All these and more for you on Baker's World this week.
Sneakers is a synonym for athletic shoes, the generic name for footwear primarily designed for physical exercise. It is usually designed with flexible sole made of rubber and an upper part of leather or canvas. Sneakers go back a long way. In the late 18th century, people wore rubber-soled shoes called plimsolls, but they were pretty crude. For one thing, there was no right foot or left foot. Around 1892, the U.S.
hours a day. NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. You can download www.visiontv.co.uk, app for iOS or Android. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
The need to improve the quality and quantity of goods and services available for consumption in Nigeria is critical in increasing total wealth and improving our well-being.
The National Productivity Center has the mandate to impact productivity consciousness in all sectors of the Nigerian economy, as well as build skills and competences for the enhancement of national and international competitiveness.
Productivity is teamwork. Let us join hands together to make Nigeria a productive and prosperous nation.
National Productivity Center, promoting productivity in our nation.
Me and you, let's go to Ghana. Right, jump. This is Ghana. You've come here to seek for greener pastures. make it your worthwhile. Any guinea fowl, guinea fowl. It's just the name of the fowl. So cannot tell us what is it Nigerian beans? What have you made before? No.
Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Intel 4G. Intel. Live more.
We from the APC.
Good evening. You're just in time for an hour and a half of undiluted news, reviews, and interviews from NTA News Top Table. We'll be touching different sectors of the nation's economy as well as different regions of the nation. Tonight, Federal Executive Council gives more momentum to the anti-drug war. On infrastructure development, East-West Road construction is back to the Ministry of Works. We will be giving you updates from different parts of the country on the fuel supply situation. The Edo State House of Assembly imbroglio is not going away. The mathematics and the semantics do not seem to agree. In politics, we will look back at a busy week in the political scene. We will look at the women angle. Of course, this news bulletin is made in Nigeria, but some are really leading the Made in Nigeria campaign from the front. We will let you know about them. Well, I hope you have recovered from last night's match. We have a review of the World Cup qualifiers from around the globe. Join us for these and more tonight. You know, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. I am Fatima Umaruba, and this is News Extra. You're welcome. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and all our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Now, encouraged by the unprecedented strides being achieved recently by the NDLEA in the renewed efforts at ridding Nigeria of the drug menace, the Federal Executive Council has approved immediate deployment of desired technological equipment towards enhancing the operations of the agency. The council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari also approved contracts for the provision of critical infrastructure in parts of the country for socio-economic development and job creation. State House correspondent Adam Sambo reports.
Equal to the mood of the nation, members of the federal cabinet, at the instance of President Muhammadu Buhari, observed a moment of silence in honor of those who lost their lives in the recent terror attack on Abuja-Kaduna passenger train. And thereafter, the council considered and approved 7 memoranda aimed at sustaining Nigeria's positive trajectory in critical sectors of the economy. 2 of them for the NDLEA, which members noted with satisfaction its renewed impetus in eliminating the growing, processing, manufacturing, selling, exporting, and trafficking of hard drugs in the country.
For the purpose of enhancing the capacity of the NDLEA in exterminating illicit drugs trafficking, sales, and consumption, the federal government has approved the supply of eye scanning lie detector that have the capacity to detect whether you are indeed speaking the truth or indeed you are lying in the course of investigation. And the second memo seeks approval of the council for the supply of digital night vision goggles. This is equally additional technological device that is intended to support the night operations of NDLEA.
Over 1 billion naira is to be expended on the procurements. The council also approved over 3.4 billion naira for the provision of critical infrastructure for the Lekki Special Economic Zone being managed by NIPSS.
As part of that special economic zone, there is a textile and garment park that is being put up, and council approved contracts for the development of an initial 5 megawatt power plant and electrical reticulation within the park. Council also approved the construction of an access road and with associated drainage works from the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. As we're all aware, constant power supply as well as provision of other infrastructure like roads is very important for the functioning of the special economic zone. We are hopeful that once the special economic zone is functional, it will generate employment for about 3,500 Nigerians in the short term, and in the long term, it will provide employment for about 10,000 Nigerians.
Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola also secured a 9.4 billion naira approval for the augmentation of contract in respect of Zaria Funtua section of the Zaria Sokoto Birnin Kebbi Highway, thereby increasing the size of the initial contract to 16.9 billion naira.
The augmentation caters for an extension of the scope of works on that section from 26 kilometers to a total of 64 kilometers. It also caters for the improvement of the pavement from a laterite-based pavement to a cement-based, concrete mix, stone-based pavement. It also makes provision for extensive drainage works to accommodate increasing rainflow and flooding patterns that we have observed in the last few years. FEMA requested and council approved contract award to rehabilitate Kwaya Peta Milda Road in Borno. Value of the award is 6,271 million naira.
Also approved by the Federal Executive Council was the rehabilitation of Uturu Esikwato Akara Road in Abia State, Southeast Nigeria at 13.624 billion naira to be completed in 24 months. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In the meantime, a suspected drug kingpin heading a syndicate operating at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, and 5 other members of his gang have been arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The agency says the syndicate is behind the smuggling of over 1.5 million tablets of tramadol seized recently by operatives of the agency in collaboration with aviation security and customs service personnel at the airport. The seized items include 17 cartons of 250 milligrams of tramadol branded as Tamra, weighing 669.70 kg, and 5 cartons of 225 milligram tramadol branded Royal with a gross weight of 217.15 kg. 19.8 million naira cash was also recovered from the 5 suspects. 2 other suspects dealing in methamphetamine in Owerri and psychotropics in Ekiti State were also arrested. Another story, oil and gas stakeholders are concerned that a period of high energy prices driven by war and tight market fundamentals is looming as global diesel shortage increases the risk of oil price spike. This is as the price of diesel and other distillate products, including kerosene and jet fuel, is already skyrocketing. Experts say it is hard to predict which way the situation and markets will go. Lydia Sampson has a report.
The global energy crisis occasioned by the Ukrainian and Russian war is taking its toll globally, and Nigeria is not exempted. The Russia-Ukraine war, seemingly far away, is having far-reaching impact on not just global economy, but a critical sector, the global oil market. Ironically, the high prices are being passed on to consumers at the pump in their diesel and electricity bills. Experts say high energy prices contribute to increased costs of virtually all goods and services, further fueling the energy challenges.
Geopolitical tensions in Ukraine and Russia, prices of crude oil went up exponentially. When crude oil prices rise to that level, it also affects the derivatives of crude oil. So prices of diesel also went up.
Global stocks of diesel and other middle distillates have fallen to the lowest, and experts predict similar shortages of these transport and industrial fuels may propel oil prices to a record high.
The price of diesel is going up, of course, because the price of crude is going up. Yeah, but we have to find ways to, and if we manage the economy in such a way that we had invested back into the economies through these commodities instead of selling them, we would have a situation where the average Nigerian would be able to afford these increasing prices.
In Nigeria, petrol is transported using petrol tankers. With the demand for diesel so high, transportation of petroleum and other heavy-duty freight transportation has continued to have adverse reactions on the value chain.
If the product can be produced in Nigeria, there's nothing like so-called landing cost that bring up the price of petroleum product. Even the economy of our country is going to be improved.
The expectation is not just for local consumption, it's to export refined petroleum product.
The invasion of Ukraine and subsequent boycott of Russian fuel threatens to make diesel shortages worse, though countries around the world are battling fuel shortages. As the war continues to increase pressure in the system, some analysts say the risks of disruption to supply have not yet been fully priced, adding that the world may be poised for further scarcity and supply disruption. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
Well, thank you, Lydia. Now, as long queues persist in filling stations in parts of some states, the prices of consumables and other commodities have been affected, taking a hard toll on the citizenry. Elizabeth Amori has situation reports from some of the states.
In Benin, Agatha Egwai Ojo reports that long queues that characterized filling stations in Benin metropolis have disappeared, while fuel stations are really dispensing the product. What is biting hard on consumers now is the cost of the commodity, except for very few filling stations.
So they say 220, so say 210. Johnny will be say we're supposed to carry 200 naira now said before. They will see the price 150, 100 naira. If you can't buy normal price, you will not be able to get your money.
With arbitrary hike in prices of petroleum products in Imo State, Reina Obasi reports that commuters, transporters, and other users of the product have continued to face tough times.
Weather is so hot, if I buy fuel of 1,000 naira, I can't use it overnight.
There is no money and everybody are moving from hand to mouth. Things are very difficult for us.
There's a very long queue. I've been here for almost 2 hours. It's affecting the common man, it's affecting the big man, it's affecting everybody.
Simon Asha in Adamawa, who has been monitoring the situation, reports that prices of goods and services have skyrocketed in the state due to the lingering fuel scarcity. Intra and interstate transport fares are also affected.
Usually from the place I lodged to my workplace, we used to pay 15 naira, but now they are collecting 170 naira thereabouts, so it is not the same.
Most of the filling station, they will even let you to join queue. You spend more than hours. When you reach to the dispenser, you find that they are selling about 240, 280.
Comfort Ayin in Enugu reports that if irregularities in petrol stations are not checked, there's a tendency that the hike in fuel price will continue unabated.
They have it, but they are selling at a rate of 250, 230, 240, and nobody is trying to regulate them.
Most of them that lock up, go and dip their tank. They have in the night they'll start using jerry cans, drums, roll it away and all that, just to create the artificial scarcity.
Meanwhile, long queues are gradually disappearing from fuel stations in Jos Metropolis following availability of the product. Sadatu Mohammed Kafar reports that Not all fuel stations are dispensing at government-approved pump price of 165 naira per litre in the state.
For the time being, it's gradually getting better. I have been here for nearly an hour, but I thank God at last I have found my way in.
We have received almost 11 million liters to the state, which amount to almost 250 trucks.
Appeal to the federal government and critical players in the oil and gas sector to find a lasting solution to the crisis. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Let's head to Kaduna now, where victims of Monday's attack on the Abuja-Kaduna bound train who received treatment at the St. Gerald's Hospital, Kaduna, have been discharged. Hospital authorities confirmed this to our correspondent, Achari Maxwell.
This is St. Gerald's Hospital, Kakuri, Kaduna. Victims of the recent train attack were brought in here with various degrees of injury. Medical personnel on ground did their best to stabilize them. 11 victims of bandits' attack with various degrees of injuries were admitted at this health facility. The injuries sustained are not life-threatening.
As of today, we have treated them and most of them have left. We only have one on admission for now.
As the hospital was able to discharge them less than 24 hours.
I'm happy because I'm alive, and I'm sad because many people have died and many people were abducted. Some they don't even know where they are because many families are busy coming to the hospital checking their people. They did not see them. So I'm happy for my life. I'm happy for the life that God has given me.
She's stable. Her own injury is not that severe. So we're hoping that at least as soon as she's stable, we're also going to discharge her.
I wish them quick recovery and safety after now.
The remaining victims are receiving similar medical attention at the 44 Army Reference Hospital. The prayers on the lips of many here is that they get well soon and be reunited with their families. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
We sure pray they get well soon and also, like you said, be united with their families soon. The Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs has formally handed over the supervision of the East-West Road to the Ministry of Works and Housing. This follows a presidential directive which was a fallout of a request by monarchs from the Ogoni clan. On a visit to the President, Abdullahi Mohammed reports.
A leaned handover note containing explicit account of the 13 years supervisory stewardship of the Niger Delta Affairs Ministry. But impressive is the submission of the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs on the ministry's accomplishments on the road, with an opening balance of 10.4 billion naira for the Works Ministry to continue from where it stops.
I thank State President for giving us the opportunity to make the impact we have made. As the ministry will feel very proud that we have taken the project to this level.
With a note in hand, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Rajiv Fashola, began with an immediate order for the immediate assessment of the works on the road.
After this meeting, our team will work with your team to undertake actual site verifications and inspection so that we're able to sign off.
Peace and sacrifices from the communities, the minister says, will help in speeding works on the road.
We are open to collaborate with the ministry to ensure that the road construction goes on smoothly.
Just like the paparazzi makes the handing over a focal point, so is the zeal with which the indigents of the area where the East-West Road meanders expect the supervision of the road. In Abuja, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTA News.
Legislative matters now. Senate has passed the Witness Protection and Management Bill, which seeks to provide support and protection for witnesses. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports that the bill is also aimed at establishing a witness protection fund.
The fear of threats, intimidation and harm have been some of the major challenges of witnesses. The Senate, in its wisdom, introduced a legislation that will further boost the confidence of witnesses within and outside the courtroom through the provision of support and protection of their identities. Senator Suleiman Abdul Kwari is the sponsor of the bill.
Is that it seeks to provide for legal and institutional framework for the protection of witnesses and related persons in respect of disclosures made for public interest.
And this is the third or the fourth contribution of this Senate in the last 1 month on the fight against corruption.
Senate is amending the National Biosafety Management Agency Act, the bill which seeks to provide a comprehensive legal framework for the use of genetically modified organisms in Nigeria, sponsored by Leader of the Senate, Yahya Abdullahi, passed second reading. Senate has urged the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy and Nigerian Communications Commission to direct all pay TV providers to review their prices downwards and introduce a pay-per-view model of subscription as moved by Senator Abba Moro.
In Nigeria, we are yet to have a scientifically balanced full picture of the situation as provided for in the international precautionary principles.
Is designed to help us to regulate the injection or introduction of anything genetically modified.
The pay-per-view that Nigerian subscribers are demanding for to avoid paying for services which they may not consume.
The service, the quality of service they are providing to Nigeria. If the service is poor,
to establish an ad hoc committee to further investigate this incessant increase in fare or fees by DSTV.
5 bills from its sister chamber, that is the House of Representatives, received concurrence. These include the Raw Material Research and Development Council Act 2022. President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, granted audience to the management of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, where he harped on the need for indigenous policies for national development.
You are challenged when you have your economy challenged. That is when research on policies will matter a lot.
A lot of support from the Senate in terms of funding, in terms of rejigging the laws that set up the institute.
The management canvassed the amendment of the law establishing the institute so as to reposition it. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is set to strengthen the structure of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies to make its output more responsive to national development. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the bill to fine-tune the legislation passed second reading during plenary.
The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies Repeal and Reenactment Bill seeks to reinvigorate the 43-year-old high-level Center for Research and Dialogue. Provisions on membership of the governing board has been captured to bring it in line with what obtains in government agencies.
What this bill seeks to do is to specify qualifications for members of the governing board.
Other bills passed for second reading include the bill to establish Federal University of Education Technical Gombe State, sponsored by Abubakar Yunus Ahmed, and the bill to establish the Federal College of Food Technology, Ndiagu Amaguiku, in Ebonyi State, from Chinedu Oga. The bill seeking to prohibit and control counterfeit medical products, fake drugs, and unwholesome processed foods, sponsored by Tunku Sununu, also scaled second reading. The President transmitted to the House the bill seeking to establish the Federal University of Health Sciences Ojubu for consideration.
I forward here with the Federal University of Health Science Ojubu, Benue State Bill 2021 for kind consideration of the House of Representatives.
Other motions adopted highlighted the need to address soot pollution in the Niger Delta from Bamidele Salam, ensuring proper management of healthcare waste as raised by Dele Okimboju, and a reminder from Ahmed Munir on the need for authorities to address the construction of the Trans-Sahara Gas Pipeline Project Plan.
Since the year 2016, there have been several reports of soot pollution in the Niger Delta area, with a 30% increase in morbidity and mortality rates.
Inappropriate handling and disposal of healthcare waste poses huge risk to health workers who may be directly exposed and to people near health facilities, particularly children and scavengers.
Signed by the Energy Ministers of Nigeria, Niger, and Algeria on July 3, 2009 in Abuja.
The report from the House Committee on Tertiary Education to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act was considered and approved as the Committee of the Whole. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The legislative chamber is the platform and symbol of representative democracy. Therefore, when some of the constituencies are denied representation, it is set to negate the tenets of democracy. This is why stakeholders concerned with the promotion of democratic values in Nigeria are worried over the state of the legislature in Edo State, where 14 members have not been inaugurated 3 years after election. Austin Aebe looks at the scenario and the implications.
24 people from 24 constituencies in Edo State were elected into the State House of Assembly in 2019. Out of this number, only 10 were inaugurated. The exclusion of the 14 elected members from the legislative chamber 3 years down the lane has generated tension in the state, with aggrieved members in court seeking justice, which members of the civil society say is taking time.
When citizens elect people to represent them in the assembly, and those people are duly elected, and they are denied the right to play their role in the assembly, what this means is that you are subverting the democratic process itself.
It's something that we should not allow ego to trump reason, ego to trump the issue of representation, especially if we say that we are in government to represent the interests of the people.
Whoever is responsible for emasculating the representation of the electorate in Edo State is doing a great harm to democracy and setting a bad precedent.
Reacting to the development in Edo State, legal practitioners have this to say.
The case is neither an election petition nor a pre-election matter. So the benefit of speedy trial offered by the Constitution may not be applicable to the matter.
The judiciary has attempted to attend to political matters expeditiously, especially those that fall into the category of election petitions and even pre-elections. So if the matter does not fall into any of these categories, it may have some issues.
The proclamation issued, whether wrongly issued or rightly issued, I don't want to go there, stands, and he cannot issue it twice. So what has happened in Edo State for the past 2 years to 3 years now is quite unfortunate, that the people came together and elected a member, and the person for the past 3 years now continues to parade himself as member-elect.
The call on the political party in which the legislators contested on the National Assembly and the judiciary to quickly see that in the interest of justice and fairness, the issue is resolved. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
Up ahead on News Extra, politics hold sway right after we come back from our first breather. Sit back and be part of the conversation that beckons following the resumption of the brand new chairman of the All Progressives Congress, just as we bring you a critical hygiene issue that should interest the female folk and some cheery news about NAFDAC.
Ajaye go gym. You want go shake your body. Instead they make it calm down. He the pump say you sabi. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. You know do party. You want to show yourself.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola SAN, hereby announces the 7th edition of the African Road Builders Trophy Babakan DIA Inaugural Conference 2022. Theme: Building Roads, Building Economies. Scheduled for Thursday, 31st March 2022. Venue: Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Time: 9 a.m. This event aims to promote development of roads transport in Africa by rewarding an African head of state for significant improvement in road transport. President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was chosen as the winner during the 2021 inaugural conference in Cairo, Egypt. Participants at the conference are expected to observe all COVID-19 protocols. Engineer Chukwunwike Obonna Uzo, Director, Overseeing Office of the Permanent Secretary, announcer.
The Zenith Better Life promo is back, and it's bigger and better. You could be one of 20 lucky customers to win 150,000 naira every 2 weeks from now till January 31st, 2023. To qualify, simply open a Zenith Bank account and maintain a minimum balance of 5,000 naira. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Quranic memorization schools, otherwise known as Sangaya System of Education, has over the years been neglected in education policies. By now, the system should have been in a better situation where pupils with knowledge on religion and different skills for self-reliance would have been graduated rather than engaging in street begging as an alternative. In the light of this, the National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies (NIPSS) is already on top gear to change the narratives. To that effect, the Ministry of Education, under the Honorable Minister, Malam Adamu has commissioned a center in NIPSS with the aim of incorporating Western education in the Sangaya system to move with the trend. The National Board for Arabic and Islamic Studies (NIPSS) has been achieving great success since inception under the able leadership of Professor Muhammad Shafiu Abdullahi. Therefore, the management of the board is all out to improving the Sangaya system of education. It is therefore required that you give maximum support and cooperation to the present administration in its bid to bring change in the process and system of running of such schools, as the only way NIPSS can succeed in its good mission to better the lives of Almajiris and for them to enjoy education for all. Enjoy the reward that sharing brings with the Airtel family plan. Get bonus talk time, SMS, and data for each family member you share with. Dial *141# now. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Not down low. GoTV price don't go down low for inside Max for Less promo. They go summer you with GoTV decoder, GoTenna, plus 1 month max subscription. Package will be 9,500 naira before. They don't slash them to 6,500 naira. See discount. Make yourself enjoy football for inside your house. Cross leg, what Africa Magic play Niger, telenovela, Nigerian Idol, and Bunga drama. Yourself is a big with Max for Less promo and enjoy correct entertainment for only 6,500 naira. So make you hurry. Visit GoTV store today. This offer not be forever. GoTV, love it.
Great to have you back on News Extra. Don't forget you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nca.ng/live, on all our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Former Governor of Nasarawa State, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, has formally assumed duty as the third elected national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC. He said top on the agenda of the new National Working Committee is to strengthen and promote strategies to sustain the party's winning streak. Salihu Banara reports.
30th March 2022 is another day of history in the life of the All Progressives Congress. It is the day when the newly elected national chairman, former governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Adamu, officially takes over the mantle of leadership. In his inaugural speech, he emphasized the need for loyalty from party members, particularly his colleagues, members of the National Working Committee.
I promise you the spirit of collective leadership
teamwork. I cannot deliver alone. If you bring any division tendencies, we will deal with it. And this party is bigger than any single member. So that's the spirit with which I take the leadership of this party.
This marks the end of the 21-month rule of the 13-member caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee under the leadership of Governor Malabuni of Yobe State. Both the former and the new leader have acknowledged the efforts by stakeholders, particularly leader of the party, President Muhammadu Buhari, for keeping APC as a united family and ensuring a peaceful leadership transition.
Coming at a point when this party will soon start its nomination process. It is all about human management. The ability to manage the situation is what will keep this party together.
Our main point of call is how we handle the election as a party. How we win the election in 2023.
The new national chairman commiserated with victims and families of a passenger train attacked by terrorists along Kaduna-Abuja corridor and solicited enhanced collaboration amongst the citizens in the fight against terrorism.
At the moment, the attention is on terrorists. I think we better look beyond the terrorists. Something is amiss somewhere.
From the Buhari House, National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress, Saliu Gonara, NTA News.
Thank you, Salihu. And to talk more on that, I'm being joined in the studio by Zainab Abubakar Ibrahim. She is the Deputy National Women Leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC. It's good to have you on News Extra.
Thank you for having me.
I would start by saying congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So now, you have just been inaugurated. So what next?
I will conduct a general stock taking, reviews of the past events, and then set agendas, and then set the ball running. As you are aware, 2023 is around the corner, and so we have the task of conducting primaries that will produce a credible and sellable candidate that will lead our party to winning the 2023 general elections at all levels.
Okay, so you are the Deputy Women Leader. Now, we all know that women are critical in the political scene. Now, what new things is your EXCO bringing to the table, if you can mention very few?
Yes, our women should expect innovation, motivation, inclusion, togetherness, and they should expect a deliberate attempt to improve the participation of women in politics, which will in turn increase our numbers in both elective and appointive positions.
Let's talk about women participation in politics. You know, that is very, very interesting topic because I'm also a woman. So can you talk more on the innovation, the motivation, like you said, and also how would you do that?
We intend to embark on a massive mobilization and enlightenment for our women to see the beauty and know what is in store for them when you participate actively in politics. That is the only way we can have more seats in the elective and appointive positions. Yes.
Okay, and then you talked about innovation. Can you broaden on that too?
Yes, we are going to run a digital women affairs department in our department because my national women leader is a young digital, they call her digital woman, and then we are going to be very, very proactive, bring in new styles, new advantages on board.
All right, so thank you so much, Haji Zainab Abubakar Ibrahim, for coming on News Extra to talk to us about what we should expect from you and your team.
Expect better things for APC women and Nigerian women at large.
So thank you so much once again. That was the Deputy National Women Leader of the APC there. Now, after so much permutations and subsequent consensus, arrangements in the All Progressives Congress, a recent national convention, supporters say with a 40 million membership, 2023 general election is almost a foregone victory. Abakar Akwanga has that.
This is Eagle Square, venue of the historic National Convention of the All Progressives Congress APC. At this moment Saturday last week, the square was packed full with scores of party men and women who turned out to witness the making of members of the National Working Committee. Now the purpose has been achieved. Leaders and followers are excited. All the razzmatazz are over, and the city center and pride of the nation is now calm. But the big picture on the minds of party stalwarts is the roadmap to 2023 election.
I will go through the composition of the newly elected National Working Committee. Mostly vastly experienced politicians, vastly experienced administrator, vastly experienced human being.
A convention that, in my opinion, has set a benchmark for other political parties, not only in Nigeria but in Africa. By the time the APC enters the 2023 election, there will be an effective government that can organize the country and blend the resources of the country for the benefit of all.
The Latin word says, Vox Populi, Vox Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. This expression defines the decision that prevails on the APC convention. Now the coast is clear for Senator Abdullahi Adamu and members of the National Working Committee to lead the party to victory come 2023.
APC is set to do much more when Nigerians continue to bestow on us their love, their support and confidence.
The streets and every available space were adorned with posters and billboards to trigger support for the party and aspirants vying for different elected positions.
We have young people that are representing us, so we appreciate the leadership and wish those that are into the unity list should come and fulfill their promise and take us to the promised land.
As the memory of the convention gradually fades ahead of future political gatherings, the focus is on winning elected positions to maintain dominance on all fronts. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
The House Chairman, House Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values, and member representing Ogoluwa, Surulere Federal Constituency of Oyo State, Odebumi Olusegun Dokun, has expressed his conviction on the ability of the new chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Adamu, and the entire executives to lead the party to a greater height that will open up a new vista that will serve the interest of all Nigerians. Congratulating the entire new executive members on their election and inauguration, Representative Dokun noted that the new crop of leaders will complement efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari in building the party and also consolidate on democratic gains. He prayed God to grant them all the required wisdom to move the party forward. In the meantime, Brekete family owner and operator of Human Rights Radio and Television has purchased the People's Democratic Party expression of interest and nomination forms for Governor Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State to contest the 2023 presidential election. Thumoti Yusuf has the report.
The National Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party in Abuja is a beehive of activities, with aspirants into various political offices visiting to purchase expression of interest and nomination forms. One of the latest to purchase the forms is the Brekete family, owner and operator of the Human Rights Radio and Television. The forms are purchased for Governor Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State to contest the next presidential election come 2023.
The family worldwide, globally, have decided to pick tickets, that is nomination form, for 10 presidential candidates of different parties, and that will be based on antecedents, your performance. This one is Dr. Emmanuel Gabriel Udom of Akwa Ibom State.
One may ask what a gesture of this magnitude portends for the political space.
We are not bothered about party. We are not interested where the party you belong. Our concern is to see that you deliver. And we are holding you accountability where you fail. Because it's no longer godfatherism. This time around, globally, contributed money to purchase your farm, so we are holding you accountability for it.
President of Brekete Family, Ahmed Issa, has been an advocate of good governance, accountability and transparency. Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
Now, do you know that the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, is the world's second largest intergovernmental organization after the United Nations? Well, it may also interest you to know that the OIC has one of the most promising agenda for managing humanitarian crisis in the world. Mahmoud Mohammed takes it up from here with Africa in Focus.
The Sahel is one of the most challenging and rapidly deteriorating humanitarian crises in the world. The region struggles with poverty, insecurity and climate change, and in 2020 the COVID-19 pandemic.
As you know, this region also is faced with multiple challenges in terms of issues related to combating terrorism, as well as poverty and refugees from different countries.
We made a very strong case for OIC to take a lot more interest in what is happening in the West African region and the Sahel. Talking about the problems of insurgency and its effects.
For years, scarce resources and armed conflict have forced thousands to flee their homes.
The OIC will assume greater responsibility in also providing humanitarian assistance to the affected population.
We take the double approach of addressing some of the issues of the Lake Chad and also matters of general insecurity in the region.
As of November 2020, Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, Mauritania and Chad were hosting over 3.6 million refugees, asylum seekers, internally displaced persons, as well as returnees.
As you are all aware, the effects of the Boko Haram activities also in the region are really serious. And here I'm grateful on behalf of the OIC Secretary General, of course, to the government of Nigeria.
An appeal to this organization, the OIC in particular, that is, to get involved in addressing the issues of ITPs.
With its fair share of the humanitarian crisis, Nigeria has a range of security threats such as the Boko Haram and the Islamic State in West Africa in the northeast, and kidnappings, extortion and organized criminal attacks in the northwest. Mahmoud Mohammed, NTA News.
National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has been awarded World Health Organization Global Benchmark Level 3 Regulatory Agency. Director General of the agency, Professor Mojishola Adeyeye, made this known in Abuja. Haman Japani reports.
The World Health Organization developed the global benchmarking as part of its capacity development program to assist national regulatory authorities in using the tool to benchmark their strengths and areas of weaknesses and formulate an effective and workable institutional development plan.
The good news is that NAFDAC is now maturity level 3 regulatory agency.
The attainment of the global level 3 indicates that the system is well functioning and integrates all required elements to guarantee its stable performance.
What we have achieved now is great because it's assuring Nigeria that our drugs, the quality of our drugs are better. Our clinical trial guidances and guidelines are better. This is a continuous quality improvement. Even when we get maturity level 4, they will be coming every 3 years.
Once Nigeria get to that level, then you can hold your head high and you can now say that you have become an established country where everything that comes out of this country will be globally accepted.
Nigeria now joins Ghana and Tanzania, who have earlier attained the level in Africa. Hamad Jabani, NTA News.
The management of Bayes University in Abuja says Nigerians with delicate health challenges will no longer have to seek medical care abroad in no distant time, going by the state-of-the-art equipment and facilities at the University Hospital. Chairman Board of Trustees of the University, Namadi Sambo, stated this while inaugurating the University Hospital Ward. Austin Ayebe reports.
Bayes University, established in 2011, has a Faculty of Basic Sciences, which came to being in 2017. The University Basic Medical Sciences curriculum is built to reflect and conform with the best global standards. To meet this goal, the university has built a hospital with the best medical equipment for learning and rendering healthcare services, which necessitated the inauguration of the board.
It is our firm belief that you will individually and collectively provide the much needed leadership and direction for the hospital to fulfill its mandate, both for students that will be trained and the general public that will require high-end medical services here.
Chairman of the University Hospital Board and founder of the University Senator Yusuf Deti Baba Ahmed pledged the board's determination to create a center of excellence in the training of competent doctors and health scientists.
I solemnly pledge our allegiance and commitment to offer our very best, work harmoniously, adopt international best practices.
He said the hospital parades experienced professionals in health sciences.
They are inexhaustive from me. There is MRI, CT scan, ultrasound, mammogram, variety of x-rays, a variety of surgical wards, variety of laboratories as dictated and guided by NUC. If Nigerians decide to treat themselves within Nigeria in places like Bayes University Hospital and attend Bayes University, for example, so education and healthcare, we can save between 10 to 15% of the present day autonomous value of the naira.
In Abuja, Austin Ayebe, NTA News.
Poor menstrual hygiene and inadequate self-care are major determinants of morbidity and complications among girls and women, and in most cases form major problems for female reproductive health. Jane Batire in this report examines menstrual hygiene and care management.
Menstrual hygiene management is the personal hygiene practices by women during menstruation, which starts with the choice of the best sanitary materials, their proper use, disposal, and body cleanliness. According to research, menstrual starting age varies from one person to another, likewise menopause age in women.
There is a hormone that is responsible for all this. It is that hormonal interplay. Then there is one that can be caused by, if you have a woman that has gone through surgery, now that maybe you have tampered with one thing or the other inside of her, she can enter into premature menopause.
Improper disposal of used menstrual materials and unhealthy materials such as rags are still challenges for many girls and women in some parts of the country, as the commercially available reusable sanitary pads are not affordable for many girls of school ages because of high cost.
About 207 girls were sensitized and given health information on menstruation. They were also reached with sanitary pads. We also have sanitary towels that if they just find themselves having their period coming up unprepared for, they know where to go to.
What we are doing is not only to educate the adolescent, the girls, we also educate the boys also, so that they can support the girls, and we also make sure that we provide the menstrual hygiene products.
Inadequate toilet facilities, particularly in public places, poverty and issue of culture, among others, form major parts of the obstacle preventing women and girls from practicing good menstrual hygiene. Observers are also of the opinion that more awareness about female reproductive health, particularly menstrual hygiene, should be prioritized, especially in schools. In Akure, Toyin Batire, NT News.
You said it all, Toyin. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Ali Baba, has acquired 5 additional high-powered unmanned aerial vehicles to improve surveillance operations to checkmate criminal activities in the country. A statement by the force says the acquisition is the manifestation of the IGP's determination to integrate the use of innovative technology in the law enforcement duties of the Nigerian police force and ultimately enhance its intelligence gathering and operational capabilities. The drones will assist the police in monitoring active crime scenes, coordinating response operations and providing aerial supports to responding officers. The IGP has, however, directed the immediate, adequate and strategic deployment of these drones to areas prone to high security breaches for monitoring and intelligence gathering to tackle criminality headlong. What is your preference for meat, and do you know if it does any good to your health or not? If you have a huge appetite for meat like I do, then you should be curious to find out what this is all about. Hang in there also for a peep into the hidden treasure of Nigeria's agric milestone, as well as life and business under bridges, when we come back from this next break that we're about to take.
My son, calm down now.
He said like I'm robber.
My uncle no go buy.
Meet Andy. He has come to ask for my hand in marriage.
Good morning and good afternoon, sir. What about good night? Have you seen a movie? What nonsense. Sir, no, sir. It's my parents in the village. I'm doing a video call since they can't be seen.
Glow Bracketed Plus is here. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
What's inside this beautiful family? There's love, and inside it, there's Alpenliebe. And in the center of Alpenliebe, there's a feeling made with rich milk and creamy caramel. And now, there is also Alpenliebe strawberry with vitamin C. Enjoy the irresistible pleasure of strawberry liquid filling and vitamin C. Alpenliebe, the candy that warms your heart with love. Alpenliebe, bring hearts closer.
Dear friend, how are you? I can smell the goodness of Easter around you. But wait a minute. Do you know you can enjoy Easter in luxurious comfort like never before? Because this Easter, Bedmates Furniture invites you to discover new levels of comfort with furniture that brings life to your home. Seriously, now is your last chance to have a memorable Easter and beyond. From 21st March to 20th April 2022, get furniture you love at unbelievable low prices with free gifts in our showrooms. Hurry now before others choose the finest units you want.
How did I get here? It all started shortly after I graduated from MSTC, the Model Skills Training Center, with a certificate in ICT. I successfully developed a data management program that has been called the software of the future. Thanks to its success, everyone wants it, and as you can see, now Everyone wants me, but I'm not alone. The skills training programs at MSTC are equipping young Nigerians to become the next big success story. Whether it's ICT, mechatronics, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, or culinary studies, a certificate at MSTC is the way of the future. And just like me, there he is. Everyone will want you to.
ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
You're welcome back on News Extra. It's now time for us to talk business with Benny Adams on Business News.
Thank you, Fatima, and welcome to business. The Secretary General of OPEC, Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo, has commended the plans by industry stakeholders to increase investment and launch new projects, including Aramco's intention to boost upstream capital spending by around $50 billion this year. Speaking at the Declaration of Cooperation Joint Technical Committee meeting ahead of 39th JMMC and 27th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meetings scheduled for tomorrow, Barkindo says, given current levels of uncertainty, leaders should remain focused on balancing the oil market by ensuring an unhindered, stable and secure flow of energy around the world.
We remain optimistic about the prospects for the resumption of Venezuelan exports. As you may have read in the news, weather-related damage to Black Sea offshore infrastructure belonging to the Caspian Pipeline Consortium has disrupted exports of Kazakhstan's crude. This situation is a reminder of the ever-present risk posed by nature, which are also beyond our control.
And experts are urging Africa to take conscious steps towards building better policies and establishing resilient economies in the journey to recovery. But Able reports that this formed part of outcome at the virtual 2022 Africa Public Sector Roundtable meeting.
Local capacities and capabilities must be strongly developed. That would assure availability of local resource base.
This is a crucial thing, a fundamental belief which spurs greater performance and drives getting the best value possible out of the public purse.
The need for supportive strategies, policies, laws and procedures. We need well-functioning organizations, educated and skilled people.
Where the concept of public value is critical to all that we do.
And on the capital markets, stocks gained marginally midweek on the back of improved investor sentiment, as all share index climbed to 46,904.48 basis points, while equity capitalization ended the session at 25.276 trillion naira. 201 million shares swapped hands in 4,017 deals, valued at 2.62 billion naira. Banking stocks dominated trade, with Echo, Access and Zenith Banks taking the first three places. That is business news. Fatih, it's nice doing business with you. Take it from here.
It is always nice doing business with you, Benny Adams. Thank you so much for the business package. Now, more Nigerians are keying into the federal government's policy of lifting 100 million people out of poverty in 10 years' time. The senator representing Gombe Central, Mohammed Njuma, has just empowered 1,000 youths in his constituency, hoping to see them become employers of labor. Nafisa Umar Garba reports.
Youth empowerment programs are widely believed to be effective in checking all forms of social vices as they promote self-reliance. Senator Muhammadu Njumogoje, representing Gombe Central Senatorial District, has been empowering thousands of youths, women and the physically challenged from his constituency by way of cash donations to set up their own businesses. Within the last 1 week, close to 2,000 youths and women carted home with 30,000 naira each, and about 5,000 physically challenged and other vulnerable persons benefited from the Zero Hunger project in his constituency.
We focus on youth empowerment in order to alleviate poverty, to create employment for to the generality of our people in Gombe State.
Today's program is actually a program that is being organized by the distinguished Senator Danjuma Goje to train youths on business startup and at the same time empower these youths, which is part of the mandate of the NDE.
The empowerment support is indeed life-changing for the beneficiaries.
I highly appreciate what he has given to many of us, more especially me, I myself. I will utilize the money given to me.
We use this opportunity to thank him, an opportunity to give this money for us.
Senator Danjuma Goje, in a message, promised continued support to reduce poverty among people of Akko and Yamal to develop local government areas making up his constituency. Nafisa Umar Garba, NTA News.
The need for synergy in tax administration among the different tiers of government and promotion of ease of doing business and tax compliance dominated conversations at the Second Federal Inland Revenue Service Tax Dialogue in Abuja. Wasidi Abel reports.
Nigeria has 38 tax authorities, 1 for the federal government and 37 for the states and FCT, in addition to the 774 local government revenue authorities. And yes, a lot of revenue is being lost along the way.
Our tax system can do much more provided policies, laws, administrative processes and practices are harmonized to function as one.
This gathering seeks to change the narrative by building a consensus on harmonizing the fragmented tax system for improved revenue.
Lack of uniform tax laws and base erosion and profit sharing as the major causes of tax leakages in the mining sector. Like some say, the debt structure is too high, and there is a need therefore for us to appeal to both individuals or corporates who have the responsibility to pay their taxes to continue to do so. Because it is only when we do so that we are able to raise revenue to fend for our people.
We have the option of optimizing domestic revenue by instituting sufficient, efficient tax system that serves government at all levels. This is the story in major economies, and it has to be the story of Nigeria.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, harmonizing the tax system across the country is a good start, but more needs to be done in promoting ease of doing business and tax compliance in Nigeria.
The government must succeed at securing a buoyant domestic revenue base for the country. That is one way of increasing and enduring economic foundation, political stability, and social harmony to the next generation.
Speakers agree that citizens need to know the taxes they are meant to pay, how to pay them, where to pay them, when to pay, and why they must pay. In Abuja, Boss said able. NTA News.
The rice and maize pyramids may be pointers to the successes of the agricultural policies of the federal government, but there are many other unsung successes in different areas of agriculture, especially during the dry season. Abdullahi Mohammed reports that the farmers of perishables in some villages have had their cut of the agricultural support initiatives and are making giant strides.
Nature has no doubt favored a number of villages in this axis of Soba local government area in Kaduna State. Its citizens are not interested of under the shades gossips. They tear the grounds and wet the fields when dry season sets in. And the blessings from the Reds are yielding bags and packs of chili and tomatoes. The local market booming. The waves of the federal government agricultural revolutionary initiatives, they say, have their backs.
Wherever you find a place where perishable goods are sold, we have our produce there.
But the same source of their blessing poses a challenge. The river makes transporting their perishable produce difficult. The donkeys sometimes come handy, but motorcycles move the produce across the shrinked river during the dry season with difficulty.
Over 50 years we are looking for this road, but God bless us. But this government, this tenure, they come and rehabilitate a road from Danwata to Kargi. And we are very much happy.
Suddenly, the villagers woke up one morning to the groaning of graders and earth-moving trucks. It's the bed laying of about 20 kilometers road, as well as a bridge across the river, which is the pride of the villagers. This road construction by Kaduna State not only is a ray of hope to the villagers, but a confluence of efforts by the first and second tier government in sparking productivity in the hitherto lull season.
We are doing site clearance. Presently, this is what we are doing. So after the site clearance, then we will start earthwork. That is filling.
More than 10 villages are expected to have the span of the road passing by their village. And with the level of productive hands in these villages, the pyramids of the Reds may soon be celebrated, even if it's for a day, for the perishable will not endure like the grains. From Soba local government area, Kaduna State, Abdullahi Muhammad, NT News.
It is often said, you are what you eat. But what if you don't know what you are eating? Ironically, some of the food people eat, which ideally should improve health, poses enormous danger for consumers. Osman Ali takes a look at the meat people eat.
People usually pay little or no attention to the things they eat, particularly the delicious meat. Most of the times, unsuspecting consumers barely notice the sanitary procedures. But sometimes something about one of those recourse makes people often think deeply about the food they take for granted. Plummeting price is one of the reasons to dig deeper the value and implication of consumption of meat products.
Meat eating is our culture, and we refuse to put it into something that we value and create energy of it, because whoever does not improve his culture to earn income or create his culture to generate wealth is a non-starter in the world today.
Certainly, it is then that one can understand what he or she is eating, and the source can be a matter of life and death.
If you take meat from a normal everyday local abattoir to a lab, you will see that the meat from the market will have, or the abattoir will have at least 25 to 30% contamination. Contamination that is caused by bacteria. That is caused by something as simple as a man sneezes on his hand and he goes and he cuts your meat. Or it takes water that is not clean, he puts it on his meat. And these things I'm telling you, I'm not just telling you, these are studies. Studies have been done by WHO, World Health Organization, that has proved that 80% of Nigerian butchers have diarrhea at least once a month. The butchers themselves. And what causes the diarrhea is because they contaminate the meat, then they eat the meat.
It is then one can give thanks for those whose job is to pay better attention to these kind of products.
Over there, they don't use potable drinking water. The environment is filthy. Then, in some areas, don't be surprised, you see vultures. And these are carriers of serious diseases, which people don't know. We just say, Then, locally, the type of locally too, they use tire, which is a source of benzene, which is carcinogenic.
With effective regulation, meat business can place Nigeria among the leading meat producers in the world. After all, the country is blessed with enormous potential for livestock production. Usman Aliu, NTA News.
Thank you so much, Usman. So far, so good. We shall bring you the latest development around the Vice Chancellorship tussle at the Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife in our next segment, when News Extra returns in just a moment.
The stage is set. Now it's time for you to impress. Nigerian Idol Season 7, showing every Sunday on Africa Magic Urban and Family. Proudly sponsored by Figgy Drinks, Nigeria's favorite, and Binance. Exchange the world.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayers. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you? All Sundays and all Fridays, you are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations. It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency.
My eggs are deep fried. You can think of getting yourself a Zade.
Your friend is really hot.
This thing of ours is over.
Hey. Oh, no, with your shit.
Thanks for staying. President Muhammadu Buhari will Thursday host his Niger counterpart, Mohamed Bazoum, to a state visit. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, indicates that the two leaders are expected to talk about joining hands in tackling challenges affecting security and strategic stability affecting the sub-region and global levels. While President Bazoum's visit is expected to last for a few hours, the neighboring leader will be received with full military honors, including a 21-gun salute. The statement says the relation between Nigeria and Niger is considered a true model of interstate friendship. It's been said that for better road safety culture in the country, there should be a deliberate synergy between government and non-state actors in road transportation sector. Minister of State for Finance, Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba, said this at the Phase 2 of the National Road Safety Strategy 2. Oyemi Ajayi reports.
About 15 months ago, precisely in December 2020, the National Road Safety Strategy 2, codenamed NRSS 2 2021 to 2030, was launched. It was intended to improve on the achievement of a previous edition by developing a basis for sustainable road traffic crashes and fatalities reduction. This is the second phase of the NRSS2 strategy implementation. Here, officers of the Corps are exposed to the content of the strategy. Ultimately, the objective is to achieve zero road crashes in the country. Fortunately, this objective is getting highest government attention and support, as indicated by the Minister of State, Finance, Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba.
Well, we apologize for the poor audio quality in some parts of that report. Now, normalcy has returned to the Obafemi Awolowo University in Ile-Ife following several appeals by prominent Nigerians to some aggrieved indigents of Ife over the appointment of a non-indigent as the 12th Vice-Chancellor of the institution. Let's join Joshua Ogunjide, who was on fact-finding mission to the institution.
For days,
series of demonstrations and protests were embarked upon by some aggrieved indigents of Ile-Ife following the appointment of Professor Adebayo Banre, a non-indigent of Ile-Ife, as the substantive Vice-Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University.
It is, largely owned by the federal government, financed, sponsored, managed and controlled by the federal government. So coming to have an entitlement like it is our turn, it's barbaric and unethical.
It is on record that the institution has never appointed any Ife-born scholar as Vice-Chancellor of the university, despite being the host community since established over 6 decades ago.
This time around, we now have 2 of our sons that are very, very highly qualified for the post, and they were shortlisted and they attended the interview and all sort of processes of appointment. Shockingly, we got that they were not appointed. Of course, nobody will expect us, based on our anticipation and expectation, we keep quiet and clap. No! The relationship between the outgoing VC, Professor Itayo Ogumodede, with the community, which has been sometime now very strained, on land issues and some other things. Some of us believe that must have come to play on the outcome of the appointment.
No doubt, the Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife is one of the 3 universities to which Section 3 of the Universities Miscellaneous Provisions Act 2003 and 2012 as amended applies. The act was designed to reconstitute the councils of all 3 universities and, among other things, to set out uniform procedure for the appointment of vice-chancellors and other principal officers. From the 16 shortlisted candidates for the post of VC, the 2 Ife indigenes could not make the final list of 3 candidates. The question is, has the management of OAU Ife followed laid down rules in appointing Professor Adebayo Banre, an Oyo-born agricultural economist, as vice-chancellor?
There are guidelines that must be followed. We followed those guidelines. We placed advertisements. Those who meet the criteria will apply. And we are not duty bound to pick everybody. So we'll shortlist the candidates. And of course, we do the interview, or what I can call interaction. And after that, the people saddled with such responsibility will now decide who is who among them, taking into cognizance the international standard of Obafemi Awolowo University when it comes to academic excellence.
While Ife indigenes continue to boast of having more qualified sons and daughters for the position, can being a host community be a determining factor in any way?
We have people who came first, who came second, who came third, not on the basis of where they came from. So you now wanted us to announce somebody that came 9th in position as substantive vice-chancellor, as the 12th substantive vice-chancellor of the university. It's not done anywhere like that. This is an academic environment.
The aggrieved Ife indigenes are still hopeful that President Muhammadu Buhari, who is a visitor to the institution, will rescue the situation. From Ife, Joshua Okutude, NT News.
Let's take our last break and then feed you with sports. Right after that, please stay.
A new edition of TV Guide is out, exclusively with Professor Umar Garba Dambata, Executive Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC.
We have unveiled the 622 as a toll-free line through which consumers can be able to lodge their complaints. And we have introduced the 112 as a national emergency number.
This edition is a compendium of mind-blowing stories for your reading pleasure, ranging from technology, entertainment, economy, media, politics, family, and lots more. Pick up your copy and get abreast with issues and trending features within our space. TV Guide, very incisive, very educative and compelling. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
I know
that in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them, or train tickets for them. Show them that we appreciate what they do, and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time, but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
And let's talk sports. Following the competition of Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup playoffs, Kanaima Abduke in the special report reviews the emergence of Africa's representatives.
Cameroon, Morocco, Tunisia, Ghana and Senegal will represent CAF in the first ever November-December World Cup. All 5 qualifiers booked their places at Qatar 2022 by winning 2-legged playoffs. Those playoffs turned out to be largely close affairs as the away goals rule sent Cameroon and Ghana through, while Senegal beat Egypt in a penalty shootout. Elsewhere, Tunisia held on for a goalless draw against Mali to see them prevail 1-0 on aggregate, while Morocco were the only big winners on Tuesday as they thrashed Democratic Republic of Congo 4-1, winning 5-2 on aggregate.
Now he comes through again and shoots, and this time it isn't. The follow-up from Hakimi.
In Abuja, Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey scored the crucial away goal which saw Ghana claim a 1-1 draw in Nigeria on Tuesday.
It's a very big disappointment. I mean, you can see from the turnout at the stadium, the crowd and everything, we have the support. Everybody came out in mass support the Super Eagles, but I mean, it is what it is. It's okay. Probably we're going to get another chance in the next World Cup, not this one.
For us, it's a win in a different way. We just have to focus on football development, develop the homegrown players, invest more on football development, and then by this time, in 4 years' time, we'll be laughing.
To know that Ghana have taken the mantle away from us through goal aggregate, we must accept this result and turn over to a new leaf immediately.
There was more drama in Algeria, where Ahmed Touba scored in the 118th minute to leave Cameroon on the verge of elimination, only for Cameroon to hit back in the 4th minute of added time in extra time as Karl Toko Ekambi snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
Back into danger area, flicked on, and it's scored! Oh, it's incredible!
However, penalties were needed to separate Egypt and Senegal after 3.5 hours. Egypt had won the first leg 1-0, but lost the second by the same score after extra time. That sent the contest to spot kicks, where Mo Salah missed and Sadio Mane scored as Senegal prevailed 3-1.
And calm and collected is he? Sadio Mane sends Senegal to the World Cup!
Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup will be Senegal's 3rd appearance, 6th for Morocco and 8th for Cameroon. Ghana will be making their 4th appearance since 2006, while Tunisia appears for the 6th time since 1978. In Abuja, I am Kenen Ima Aburike, NTA News.
Thank you so much, Kenneth, for the special package on sports. Now, that's it on News Extra for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I am Fatima Umar. But before we go, here's a reminder to connect with the NTN stand against rape and rapists. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Mothers are precious and deserve to be celebrated all the time. To commemorate this year's Mother's Day celebration, Baker's World has a special package for you. Our guest, Grace Edache, is a pleasant and amiable baker. She will show us how to bake a pastry suitable for moms. We will be having an inspiring, engaging and exciting conversation with her.
When you say Mother's Day, my mind is drawn immediately to the power of a woman, her input in the home, her input in the society.
Watch our guest unleash creativity as she decorates a befitting cake for a Mother's Day celebration. All these and more for you on Baker's World this week.
Everything is architected and designed by the Almighty. Someone who is a Christian is someone who lives a life of Jesus Christ. And the life of Jesus Christ is a life of sacrifice. Yeah.
"24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world."
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview UK channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk. App for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International.